Well, hello. I am so happy to see you at the start of a brand new month. I can't quite believe that August is here already. And if you're in the UK, then you'll particularly know that it hasn't quite felt like summertime. So it feels very autumnal already. I know lots of people are fans of the autumn, but I am a summer girl at heart, so I'm hoping for a little bit of sunshine at some point. Anyway, I hope you are well. I would love to make these little sessions a little more regular, and I'm sorry that I haven't been able to be with you as much recently, but I do hope that you've been keeping well and that you're doing good. You're feeling nice. That is all we can ask. And of course we can talk about how we feel more as we stretch away. But if you're watching this and you're not in such a great place, that's also okay too. I think it's quite unnatural to feel okay all of the time. Otherwise we'd just be robots. So, it's going to be fine. You're here with me right now, and I'm so excited to see your little face. Look at it, looks so nice. Now, some important rules. And yes, there are just a few rules. I need you to be in something super comfy. Now, this could be your pajamas. This could be the comfiest sweatpants you have ever put on in your life. This could be nothing at all. But whatever you pop on, make sure that it's super comfy. We don't want to feel constricted and just horrible. So, pop something nice and comfortable on. Now for me, that is this little top that I have going on that I've just realised has very long ties. I might just tuck those in. There we go. I think that one's okay. We're good. And I've got some nice little leggings on as well. So I am nice and comfy, and of course, to add to the comfort, I want you to sit somewhere nice and comfortable. Now, I am on my rug. I could be on a yoga mat. I could be on my bed. I could be on the sofa, comfy chair, wherever you are, just so you've got enough space to sort of just move, be a little bit free, and just feel nice and comfy. I've also got myself a fluffy cushion. Those of you who have been with me a while would probably know that I'm a fan of a fluffy cushion. It's very fluffy. So I have this, and I also have a cup of tea. Ooh, with added pillow fluff. And it says, "Be a llama and stay a little calmer," which I think is the perfect mug for today's little session. So get yourself a nice drink. That could be some water, some squash, fruit juice. Could be a coffee, although we want to be winding down. This is a decaf tea. Or it could be a soft drink of any kind. Just something to have a little sip on. Nice. Well, I'm going to presume that you have all these things covered, and if not, you've just got to pause, give yourself a moment. But I believe that you've been super organised and tuned in, so let's just go straight into things. Okay, so if you haven't joined me for one of these before, what I love to do is start by just stretching up these arms. Now, I have been sitting at my desk all day long, since about 8 o'clock this morning. And I think a nice thing to do is just to stretch out your arms. So you can stretch them up towards the ceiling, up, and then down and I like to go back. And you can hear, particularly on this side of me, I get a little crack, a little crunch, because I've been super stiff sitting all day long. So just get a nice stretch. You can do a little bounce as we come back as well. Lovely. And whatever feels comfortable, we just want to keep these arms moving, whether that's behind, to the side. We could do some little circles. Imagine we're drawing a little circle with our fingers, and then up again. Stretch. And a lovely stretch we can do here as well. I'll sort of come to the side, maybe so you can see a little bit better. You want to reach up and reach round here, and you're just joining the fingers if you can. So this feels like a really nice stretch. You never want to overstretch. Oh, the shoulder's not happy. But you never want to overstretch. Just so it's nice and sort of like a nice, comfortable pull. Nice, lovely. And of course, when we are sitting, we got to imagine that we are being pulled up like a string. So we're nice and straight, because I don't know about you, but I spend a lot of time hunched over my phone, hunched over my laptop, and you gotta straighten up. You gotta straighten up. I don't want to be a little hunchback, a notched arm. I gotta stay nice and straight. And with that in mind, we can just push down our shoulders. So we can do this physically as well. Just push it down. And I'm a bit like sort of this. I tend to always be sloping to one side, which is quite amusing when I buy a dress or a top, because the strap will always just slip off slightly one shoulder. So I know that I'm like this, but we just want to try and keep ourselves as straight as possible, and also just push down and get ourselves nice and light. Lovely. And then we can also just roll our shoulders forward. That's it. And roll your shoulders back. Oh, and you can really hear my shoulders crunching. Oh dear. I really need to do some yoga. I really do. That is not a good sign. Or I need to go for a massage. I think a massage may be on the cards. Yes, you should get yourself one as well, because we all deserve a little bit of a massage from time to time. And we'll just sit in that just for a moment. So I think it's nice to talk about things that have been on our minds, things that have been going on. So why don't you start? How has your week been? You know, I think sometimes, even if we don't have someone to ask us how our week's been, it's really important that we sort of just take count for ourselves anyway. Sometimes people around us, and not on purpose, but they don't tend to sort of know how to communicate properly. They might not know how to ask how you're doing, or think to ask how your week's gone. And actually just talking and saying things out loud, even if it's just you saying it out loud to an empty room, sometimes that's good. It allows us to take stock and take account, and I think that is really healthy. So thank you for sharing with me how your week has gone. Now, how has my week gone? Well, I think it's gone okay. Yeah. As I mentioned, I haven't been with you as much recently, and that's not through lack of wanting to be. But I've been going through something over the past few weeks that I think it's fair to say, hit me like a ton of bricks. And I've really struggled to pop on the camera because I think you always want to present the best version of yourself to the world. And when you're a complete mess inside and you feel broken and horrible, you kind of just don't know how to put on that persona anymore. So rather than faking it, I'll be honest with you, I am not 100% okay. But that's also okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'm still breathing. I am still working. And I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be just fine. I have just been listening to a Tony Robbins course this week. A friend sent it through to me, and I listened to Tony Robbins' podcast, and over the years I've heard and read various things from him. And if you're not aware, he's kind of a business guru, motivational speaker, that kind of thing. And I really like how he sort of puts things, and I was listening to someone on his course, and I'll see if I can get a link to it or something like that for you. But if I can't, I apologise. But one of the things that really struck me, and I hope strikes you if you're going through something, is you have a certain sense of self-pity when something bad happens, because you think, why has that happened to me? And that phrase is so key. Why has it happened to me? And instead, what if you think, why did that happen for me? What if that happened for me, not to me? And just that change of phrase makes it seem like you were meant to learn something from this. Something better's going to come along. Whatever you're going through. I think once you lose the pity, you can learn to move on and to grow from it. I don't know. That's something that I really took to heart this week. And on that note, we should probably stretch a little bit more, maybe. So if you're sitting down, I'm going to move backwards just a tiny bit. If you're sitting down, hope this camera, there we go, we're in focus. We can stretch out to the side. You can stretch just one leg or both legs or whatever you want to do. Give myself a little bit of modesty. And I'm just stretching my leg out at a 90-degree angle. And really just feeling the stretch in your inner thigh. That feels really nice. It's nice and grounding. Now, if you can do both legs at the same time, congratulations. But I think just one leg at a time works for me. And you can stretch even more by just bending those toes down towards the floor. Nice. One thing as well that Tony Robbins was saying is that our brains are sort of processed through that fight or flight kind of thing, where we've, developed from having to defend ourselves against predators and all that sort of thing. And so we're always looking for what's wrong. So we're always looking for what's wrong instead of looking for what's right. And I think especially in times of turmoil, we tend to just focus on everything that's wrong, everything that's bad. And again, kind of going back to that pity thing. But what if it was just you know, okay, that's happened, but also what's right in my life. And also think about all the goodness that has happened in your past and all those nice little moments that made you smile, big or small, and really feel those moments in your heart. Yeah, I think that's nice. And when you're done, you can always just sit in a cross-legged position. I can never quite do this whenever I go to yoga, but I always say sit in a cross-legged position, and I sort of just end up sitting any old how. But we'll try and do it properly today. Nice. And we can just do a nice little stretch to the side as well. So we can bring our arm up and just stretch over to the side. That's it. This gives us a really nice stretch just here, which is really lovely. And I think sometimes when we're working or we're studying or whatever we're doing in our lives, just bring yourself back up and down and do the other side. I think sometimes when we're busy in life, we tend to do things like this, don't we? We tend to forget, to do things like this. And it's really important. Nice. You never want to sort of overextend when you're stretching either, because you don't want to injure yourself. That's not what we want. Definitely. I broke my rib at Christmas time this year, or last year I should say, and I remember I was coughing, so much pain. I was so poorly, and hearing the physical crack was not good. And I was in so much pain. And the thing is, with a rib, you can't really do a lot. It's kind of a natural healer, and you can take painkillers and, you know, do physio and things like that, but it's kind of a healer on its own. And now it's 7 months on, and it still hurts. Not as much, but just here, just in some positions, just when I lay back, particularly flat. But I think it's good to keep the body moving even when you are injured, and keeping the body nice and supple and feeling loose and nice is always good. So we're going to take the arm over and just sort of hug it like this. Nice. I hope this is making you feel nice and refreshed as well. And I want you just to flood your mind with all happy thoughts, things that have really just made you smile this week, whether it was something you saw on TV, something you saw when you were out and about, maybe walking to your favourite cafe, or even something you had at your favourite cafe that was just so yummy. Or maybe you got up with a friend, or you had a nice phone call with someone, you had a win at work, you achieved something, you tried out a new hobby, whatever it is. And you know what? If you've done nothing at all, just be happy that you made it through another week. And sometimes that is just enough. There we go. Lovely. Nice. Oh, really hit my back. Now, of course, you can do some gentle sort of just downward, not downward facing dog, sorry, child's pose. I'm going to do some child's pose. Now, you will not be able to see me whilst I do these unless I come quite far back. But all you're going to do, if you're not aware of what this is you're on your knees. You're kneeling. You're on your knees. You're kneeling, and you're going to come all the way forward. There are a few varieties of this, but we're going to sort of just pop our arms over our head, so we're doing front crawl, and just stretch out, okay? And if you've got sore shoulders or sore arms, you can just simply just keep your arms flat behind you and just bend forward. So I'm going to turn this way, and we're going to do this now, okay? So just stretch, 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 stretch. Lovely. Now you may not be able to hear me, but I just want you to stretch and just really try and pull your hips down towards the floor. Stretch out, sort of walk those fingertips forward if you've got your arms over your shoulders. Or if you've got your arms behind you, just keep your forehead to the floor and just feel that stretch. And if I'm speaking you can't hear any of me at all, just stay with me just a moment. Just feel that stretch. Lovely. That's good. Perfect. And then you can slowly just come on up. Okay. We made it. Always slightly disorientating, but that's just a lovely stretch, and obviously feel free to come up from that stretch much more elegantly than me. I'm sure I might have some imprint of carpet on my head as well, but that's okay. I think we're okay. That's good. And feel free to take a sip of whatever drink you have as well. Nice. Funnily enough, I am here with you, and then I am actually off to a yoga class, so I'll be extra stretchy tonight. There we go. So, you told me about your week. Tell me how you're feeling. What are you looking forward to? I always think when you're having a bit of you don't even have to be having a bit of a bad week. You could just be having an okay week, a kind of nothing week, or maybe a nothing month, or a nothing year. Sometimes the things that just keep us going is that sort of goal, that desire. And I think even if it's just something we're looking forward to, I think that's really nice. So one thing, I'll get us started, that I'm looking forward to is hopefully the sunshine coming out, and then I can head down the beach. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to getting in the water, being on my paddleboard. I also love a bit of bodyboarding. I sort of revert back to feeling like a teenager, and I'm there just, you know, just as a fully grown adult with my bodyboard. Love it. I'm looking forward to that, and I believe it will happen, even if it's just a day. I'm looking forward to that moment, because there is nothing that makes me feel better than being at the beach. I love it. It brings back all my childhood memories. It makes me feel warm and happy, and I love the sound of the waves. I love the sound of the seagulls. I love the feel of the beach and the sand between your toes. I love getting my favourite ice cream. I love everything about it. So yes, I am looking forward to that. So please tell me something that you are looking forward to. Well, sorry if I'm interrupting you, but that is sounding very, very lovely indeed. Yeah, see, when we start to think of nice things, all of a sudden you'll notice almost a shift in how you physically are. You know, all of a sudden, a little bit of that heart rate slows. And you start to think, oh, actually, I'm quite looking forward to that. That's quite nice. I don't have to feel as anxious for a second, or as stressed, or as hurt, or as in pain. Oh, okay, that's something nice to look forward to. So that's nice. And in the moment of thinking of nice things, one thing that is so important is obviously to focus on gratitude. And this is something that I think has really been drummed into us, especially over the last few years with everything that's gone on. And we are living in probably one of the most stressful eras, you know, and constantly there are more and more things. And you look at the news and you think, okay, there's a lot happening, you know, and how do we deal with that as individuals? And I think a lot of the time we back it down. We think, okay, I feel this way, but I'm just going to carry on. But actually, we need to recognise that it stresses us out and start to take it back to us and actually what we're in control of and what we're grateful for. So no matter what's going on in the world, what are we in control of and what are we thankful for right now in our own lives? So I think that we'll practice a bit of gratitude right now. And we'll just name 3 things that we're grateful for and feel free to say them out loud. Shout them or just say them up in it. Whatever you want. I'll say 3 of mine. I am grateful for my family and friends, especially whilst I've been going through a bad time. I couldn't have asked for more. I feel very lucky and fortunate for the people in my life, and I'm just I'm grateful for that. Definitely grateful for that. The second thing I'm grateful for is my home. I would love to give you a proper tour, but I'm sure you can tell I'm a bit of a fan of interior design. I really love it. I could spend all day looking around home stores, interior stores, reading interior magazines. I love it. There's nothing, probably sort of hobby-wise, there's nothing I actually love more. And it's a real passion project. And I'm grateful that I have that passion, and I'm grateful that I've been able to showcase it in the way that I like and I appreciate. This little cherub table right here, that may not be to everyone's taste. These green sofas may not be to everyone's taste, but it's my taste, and I'm grateful that I have been able to do that. And lastly, I'm grateful for my heart, and that sounds a bit perhaps self-indulgent, but I think that I love as much as I can love and as deeply as I can. I am kind and generous, and I know that I'm a good person, and I think that when you come up against certain things, you really realise who you are at your core. And I'm really grateful for the way I am. I'm grateful for that. Why have I sort of said that? Oh, it sounds so cringe and so sort of just self-indulged and all of this, but actually that's what we should be saying to ourselves. And if you haven't said that to yourself, please say that to yourself. please say that you're a good person and you're kind and you're loving and all of the nice things that you would say to your best friend or to someone in your life that you love and adore. Please say those things to yourself, because sometimes others don't say it to you, and sometimes you need to remind yourself. So please do that. Well, we're gonna finish with just a few more stretches. We can move our legs a little bit more. We've been sitting or laying down, so we can move them a little bit. And this one I really like. It's called a sort of like a little scissor, I guess, but you can sort of do it just like this. I'm not taking it too high. You can take it much higher if you want, but just sort of like a 45-degree angle, nothing too much, and just sort of remain nice and in control. You don't have to overexert yourself. And I'll allow you to do the other side. I'm gonna be super lazy and not do the other side with you. But you can go ahead and do the other side now. And after you've done that, let's just sit up together. Nice. We'll sit up and get ourselves nice and comfy. Lovely. Okay, and I want us to finish today by just having a little shake, okay? As the Swiftie says, shake it out. So just have a little shake and a shake out. All those arms, we can have a little shake with those legs. We can have a little shake. We can just feel nice and free. We can perhaps don't crick your neck, but you can move your neck. You can do a little rotate. Lovely, rotate the neck. Nice little semicircle down the front, all the way around. Just do that neck, lovely. Rotate those shoulders back. Do nice little flexy fingers. Get everything free. Do a little sort of shaky on your toes. Nice. Just shake everything out and just feel nice and relaxed and calm. Perfect. Now, I hope that you're feeling good. Fresh month, fresh start. Even if you've not had the best start to the month, or perhaps you had an absolute shocker of last month and the month before. Whatever's gone on, fresh start, fresh intentions, fresh goals, fresh you. You know, you don't have to wait for a whole new year to start again, or even a new week. You can pick things up from a new day. You know, so just carry on being you, being your best self, being your lovely self, which you're looking very lovely. And know that you are loved and appreciated. And just from me to you, thank you so much for being here and for bearing with me and supporting me and being lovely. Okay, I am gonna go. I'm gonna make a fresh cup of tea, and I will see you again very, very soon. Okay, I'm gonna do an awkward exit now. You stay there, be your best self, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Okay.